In the heart of American conservatism, one man redefined the political landscape for a generation. Charlie Kirk, a 19-year-old college dropout, co-founded Turning Point USA and became the voice of the young right. But his journey wasn't without a cost. His views ignited passionate debates, made headlines, and ultimately led to his tragic death. This is the story of a man whose ideas shook the foundations of modern American politics, leaving behind a legacy that continues to divide. Charlie Kirk, born October 14, 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois, was a prominent figure in American conservative politics, best known for co-founding the student organization Turning Point USA, TPUSA, and becoming a key ally of President Donald Trump. His rise from a college dropout to a media personality, author, and activist was marked by an aggressive push for conservative values that resonated with millions of young Americans. However, his career was also riddled with controversy, divisive rhetoric, and a tragic end that would leave a lasting impact on the political landscape. This documentary delves into the complexities of Charlie Kirk's life and legacy, offering an in-depth examination of his rise, influence, and eventual assassination. We begin by exploring his early years, tracing his political awakening during high school, where he first became interested in conservative principles. Raised in a middle-class suburb of Chicago, Kirk's political journey was shaped by the influence of his parents, his father, an architect involved with the Trump Tower project, and his mother, a former trader turned mental health counselor. Though his parents were moderate Republicans, their involvement in conservative circles undoubtedly laid the foundation for Kirk's future in politics. In high school, Kirk began cultivating his political views, inspired by the works of economist Milton Friedman and the conservative media, particularly the Rush Limbaugh Show. By his senior year, he was already making waves, writing articles for Breitbart News and calling attention to what he saw as liberal biases in high school textbooks. After graduating, he was rejected by West Point, but he enrolled at Harper College in Illinois, only to leave after one semester to focus on his passion project, Turning Point USA. Alongside conservative businessman Bill Montgomery, he founded the organization with the goal of counteracting what they saw as the liberal dominance on college campuses. TPUSA would grow rapidly under Kirk's leadership, ultimately becoming one of the largest political organizations for young conservatives in America, with chapters on over 2,000 campuses by 2025. Kirk's influence as a media personality also skyrocketed. He became a frequent guest on Fox News, where he debated liberal commentators, promoting a vision of conservative America that championed free markets, limited government, and traditional family values. His rise to prominence was not just through television appearances but also through his podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show, which became one of the most downloaded political podcasts. His audience, largely composed of conservative youth, looked up to him as a guiding voice for the MAGA, Make America Great Again, movement, which was at the forefront of American politics under President Donald Trump. Kirk's success came with significant opposition. As his popularity grew, so did the backlash. His views on issues like abortion, LGBTQ rights, race relations, and gun control were frequently criticized. He opposed abortion under any circumstance, pushed back against gun control legislation, and routinely criticized LGBTQ rights, claiming that the LGBTQ movement was not just about marriage equality but about corrupting children. His opposition to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the promotion of conspiracy theories, including the Great Replacement and false claims of election fraud in 2020, fueled the divisiveness surrounding his persona. Kirk's critics accused him of fostering an environment of hatred, especially through his promotion of Christian nationalism and anti-immigration rhetoric. As the leader of TPUSA, Kirk often engaged in heated debates at college campuses, where he was known for confronting liberal students with his conservative views. His debates, often aired on social media, became viral moments that not only sparked public conversations but also helped to fund TPUSA's expansion. However, these public debates were not without their consequences. Kirk's rhetoric was sometimes described as inflammatory, encouraging a confrontational and divisive brand of conservatism that alienated many. His frequent references to cultural Marxism and his vocal support of President Trump's claims of voter fraud further entrenched his position as a polarizing figure. Despite the controversy surrounding him, Kirk's influence among young conservatives remained strong. In 2021, he launched Turning Point Action, an offshoot designed to help elect conservative candidates, particularly for local and national offices. This initiative, along with his activism and pro-Trump movements, solidified his status as a key figure in the conservative movement. He also became involved in the Christian right, advocating for a return to what he saw as America's founding Christian values, and partnered with like-minded pastors to launch Turning Point Faith, a project aimed at mobilizing religious conservatives to take a more active role in politics. In 2025, just as his influence was reaching its peak, Charlie Kirk's life was tragically cut short. On September 10, 2025, he was fatally shot during a public event at Utah Valley University, where he was speaking as part of his American Comeback Tour. The assassination of Charlie Kirk shocked the nation, sparking an outpouring of grief from his supporters, many of whom viewed him as a martyr for the conservative cause. His death prompted an outpouring of reactions, from calls for justice to heated debates about the role of political rhetoric in inciting violence. In response, President Trump posthumously awarded Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom, solidifying his place as a martyr in the eyes of many conservatives. However, his death also raised important questions about the growing political divisions in America and the potential for political violence. Throughout his career, Charlie Kirk's views on race, immigration, and LGBTQ issues drew intense criticism, with accusations of promoting divisive rhetoric and fostering a culture of intolerance. His stance on Israel was similarly controversial, as he faced both support and backlash for his unwavering defense of the country, while being accused of anti-Semitism by some of his critics. Despite the controversies, Kirk's legacy is undeniable. He played a pivotal role in reshaping conservative politics in the 21st century, mobilizing young people and bringing new energy to the right-wing movement. In conclusion, we reflect on the impact Charlie Kirk had on American politics, particularly among conservative youth. Was he a visionary who helped shape a new conservative future, or a divisive figure whose rhetoric tore the nation further apart? His rise, influence, and tragic end serve as a powerful reminder of the deep divides that continue to shape political discourse in America. His legacy, like the man himself, remains a subject of fierce debate, with some hailing him as a hero and others condemning his rhetoric as harmful and dangerous. As we reflect on Charlie Kirk's life, we are left with more questions than answers. Was he a hero to the conservative cause or a divisive figure whose rhetoric fueled a dangerous culture of hate? As we look toward the future, Charlie Kirk's story continues to resonate. His influence on the conservative movement is undeniable, but the question remains: what does his life and death say about the direction of American politics, and what kind of leader will rise from the lessons learned from his fluctuation? We end with a sense of unresolved tension, leaving the viewer to ponder the complex legacy of Charlie Kirk, the man who both inspired and divided a nation. In the credits, with a list of contributors including political analysts, TPUSA affiliates, journalists, and interviewees who shared their insights. We thank the viewers for their engagement and reflection on the complex legacy of Charlie Kirk. You find this story interesting? Don't forget to subscribe for more chilling content and hit the notification bell to stay updated.